history. If we look in the first multi-trade residential code book from 1971, you probably have homes in 1971 in your community. So understanding these historical code books is critical. Now, this is from the three legacy code organizations, and they joined together to create this book, but they were coming from their own books. We can see that the minimum 120 square foot room used to be 150 square feet. So in the 1970s, society demanded bigger spaces. But the 70 square foot for all habitable rooms and the 7 feet in any direction is identical. All right, that 1971 book was the compilation of three legacy code organizations. So let's see what those individual ones said. Here's the Uniform Building Code in 1970. And hey, look, we're back to 120 square feet now. But there's also that 150 square feet. But this appears to be speaking to studio-type dwellings, where living rooms and sleeping rooms were one room. But we see that the 70 square feet was bigger for these folks at this time. It was 90 square feet. But we still see that same 7 foot that we see today. What about the Boca Code in 1970? Well, this must be where the 70 square feet and 7 feet came from. Now, the Southern Code was the third organization, but they didn't have anything about sizing until 1975, so they must have got the idea from the other organizations when they started coming together. But let's go back a little further. Let's go back to 1946 society under the Uniform Building Code. And here we see no requirements now for one large room, but nor do we see the 7 foot horizontal distance. Well, all we had in 1946 was a minimum of 80 square feet for habitable rooms. And funny as it is, it looks like from the markings in this old book that there may have been a local amendment changing it to 100. Oh, but there was a fourth legacy code, the American Insurance Association. They were previously the National Board of Fire Underwriters, and they wrote the first model building codes to recommend to governments. Let's go back 100 years and see what we find. There are no requirements for area or dimensions in single-family homes. For my research, the minimum sizes all started from tenement housing, and they were meant to protect renters from slumlords that would otherwise just rent a closet to them. And look at that. At least one 120 square foot room, at least 70 square feet for the habitable rooms, and not less than 7 feet wide. Does that sound familiar? Now this part's